Hi guys, and welcome back to Dragon Age Origins. We are here with our female human noble Eurydice Cousland, and last time we did Shale's personal quest in the Deep Roads. So today we're going to go ahead and head into the Brazilian Forest, since that's the last major quest line we have to do before we can go to Denerim for lands meet preparation and stuff. I am going to take Sten here into the Dalish camp because it's one of the places to trigger his one of his special dialogues, and if you don't get it the first time, you may never get it. So, I'm gonna take Sten.
Yes.
Sir Gilmore.
Of course.
Might try Zevron.
Yes.
I tried this already with Alistair, and then Alistair decided he was going to talk instead of Sten, so I have to do this again. Okay, so let's try that grouping and see how it works. If it doesn't work, I may have to just like do Sten, Sir Gilmore, and the dog. That way, like literally no one else but Sten is gonna have some sort of comment.
Stop right there, outsider. The Dalish have camped in this spot. I suggest you go elsewhere, and quickly.
I'm looking for the Dalish.
I find that hard to believe. What business could we Dalish possibly have with a group like yours?
I'm a Grey Warden, and I wish to speak to your leader.
A Grey Warden? How do I know you're telling the truth?
Yeah, do people go around pretending to be Grey Wardens? You'll have to take my word on it.
I suppose that a lie wouldn't gain you much benefit. I shall bring you to the Keeper. In the camp, I suggest you keep your hands to yourself, and remember that our arrows are still trained on you. Follow me.
I see we have guests.
Puppy doesn't like him. I wonder why.
And a hound amongst them. As if we haven't had enough problems with such creatures. Who are these strangers, Mithra? I have precious little patience and less time to spend on outsiders today.
This one claims to be a Grey Warden and wishes to speak with the clan. I thought it best to leave the decision to you.
That was wise of you. Maserenus, Mithra, you may return to your post.
Manuvinen, Keeper.
Now, allow me to introduce myself. I am Zathrian, the keeper of this clan, its guide and preserver of our ancient lore. And you are?
I'm Eurydice. Pleasure to meet you, sir.
Manners. From a Shemlin. Interesting. What might be your mission here? Have you come to spread news of the Blight? I had already sensed the corruption spreading in the south. The existence of the Blight is not news to me. I would have taken the clan north by now, had we the ability to move. Sadly, as you can see, we do not.
So their first reaction to trouble is to flee from it. Curious.
I imagine you are here regarding the treaty we signed centuries ago.
How did you guess?
Unfortunately, we may not be able to live up to the promise we made. This will require some explanation. Please, follow me. The clan came to the Brazilian forest 1 month ago, as is our custom when we enter this part of Ferelden. We are always wary of the dangers in the forest, but we did not expect the werewolves would be lying in wait for us. They ambushed us, and though we drove the beasts back, much damage was done. Many of our warriors lie dying as we speak. Even with all our magic and healing skill, we will eventually be forced to slay our brethren to prevent them from becoming beasts. The Blight's evil must be stopped. But we are in no position to uphold our obligations. I am truly sorry.
Okay. So there's actual werewolves in the forest.
There was a time in Ferelden's history when werebeasts roamed the lands in great numbers. Spirits possessed animals and turned them into horrific monsters. The humans warred against and destroyed these creatures. No doubt their tales of those days grow ever more inaccurate. The werebeasts are not all gone from this land, and the ones that stalk the Brazilian forests are proof of this.
Right. Why did these beasts attack you?
They are savage and unrelenting. They need no reason to attack anyone. What is curious, however, is the ambush. We expect werewolves to be no more cunning than a rabid wolf. The ambush suggests a level of intelligence we've never seen before.
Anyone else find this guy shady? Yeah? Maybe they're not as unintelligent as you think?
I doubt that. The very curse that is in their blood fills them with an unreasoning rage that precludes any true thought.
Right. And don't you have any warriors to spare?
Not enough to make a difference for you, and not simultaneously leave us defenseless.
Alright. Is there no way to help your men?
The affliction is a curse that runs rampant in their blood, bringing great agony and then ultimately either death or a transformation into something monstrous. The only thing that could help them must come from the source of the curse itself. And that would be no trivial task to retrieve.
I'm good at non-trivial tasks. But you're going to ask me to get it anyhow, right? Because that's what everybody else does.
I would not ask such a thing of anyone. You asked, did you not? Within the Brazilian forest dwells a great wolf. We call him Witherfang. It was within him that the curse originated, and through his blood that it has been spread. If he is killed and his heart brought to me, perhaps I could destroy the curse. But this task has proven too dangerous for us.
Right.
I sent some hunters into the forest a week ago, but they have not returned. I cannot risk any more of my clan.
Have you considered seeking outside help?
From whom? The Children of the Stone? The Shemlin? Do you truly think they have time to spare for us?
You said you could perhaps destroy the curse.
There is no guarantee that this will work, as I suspect. But it's the only hope we have left.
Alright, I'll find Witherfang.
I must warn you that more than werewolves lurk in the Brazilian forest. It has a history full of carnage and murder, you see. Where there is so much death, the veil separating the spirit realm from our own becomes thin, allowing spirits to possess things, living or dead. But if you can indeed help, then I wish you luck.
You need some equipment.
Then I suggest you see Master Verathorn. I will instruct him to put aside some supplies for you, the kind that the hunters use.
Okay.
I must return to caring for my people. Creator's speed on your way.
Right. Okay, let's see if we can get this dialogue of Sten's to trigger. Banner trigger back here, but it may not.
I understand that there are elves in the Kunari lands, then.
There are elves everywhere.
Yes. Well, I've heard that the Kunari actually put the elves in charge over the humans. Is that true?
Some of them.
Only some? Which ones are they?
The ones who belong in charge. That is the way of the Kyun.
How does this Kyun determine who belongs in charge?
The Tamasrans evaluate everyone and place them where their talents merit.
But elves in general merit higher places than humans in Kunari society?
Some of them.
Back where we began. It's like talking to a water wheel.
Okay. I'm not sure. I know there's a potential banter with Zevran that could have done it, but
My mother was Dalish. They are a proud people. Those who refused to bow to defeat.
Okay, so Zevran talk. Let's see. Maybe that banter might have opened it.
What is your wish,
Not. I'm
Kadan?
gonna do this again.
Speak, then.
And no. Didn't open.
Then I suggest we move on.
Okay.
As you wish.
Let me try a banter trigger and see if maybe, because there is a banter supposedly between Sten and Zevran that can trigger it.
Sten is not a name, is it?
Do you always begin conversations this way?
It's your rank, is it not? I've met a few Kunari in Antiva, you know. Not much for conversation, but some of them are quite easy on the eyes.
Those are not Kunari.
No? They are what then? Very large dwarfs with comical accents?
They wear the faces of
Oh,
Qunari,
this
but
might
they
do
are
it.
Tal-Vashoth, fiends of Seheron. They have abandoned the Qun.
With titles like your own, though. Which makes me curious, what is your name then?
Sten is enough.
But it is not your name.
It is who I am.
Okay, that could have done it, so let's see.
What is your wish, Kadan?
Discuss something you mentioned.
Speak, then.
Yes, it did. The Fiends in Saharan. That was the last one. So we have all 4 of his special dialogues. So after we finish the Brazilian Forest, we will just go through like all of his special dialogues. I've been saving them so we can just do them all at once. But now that they are all triggered, yay.
Then I suggest we move on. As you wish.
All right. So now I'm going to switch out my party. See if he has anything to say since it's a new area.
Here we are. Would you look at those trees? How far do you think you could see from the top of one?
They're beautiful. I do love trees.
It's a beautiful place, no doubt. I could see myself living here. Maybe. If the Dalish weren't so suspicious of outsiders.
Yeah. Anything else?
Yes. What do you need?
Okay. What happened to you in the Fade? Why not?
You know, I can't say I'm sure. It was a horrible nightmare, but it took me completely by surprise. I wouldn't have thought that leaving my father at such a young age would have affected me so much, so many years later.
Oh, interesting. You did mention being left alone.
Yes, I did. I'm sure I've told you that being far from my family was hard at times. I think the Fade just concentrated all those feelings. It overwhelmed me, and I lost it.
You mentioned something being taken from you.
Everything. I felt completely empty inside. I was the only man left on the land. Forsaken. Maybe even hated. It felt so real.
Can I do something to make you feel better? Keep it, friendship, my friend.
Haha, this conversation already made me feel better, my friend. Thank you.
Okay. All right. Good. Yay. All right. Looks like a lot of them actually need to level up, so we'll go ahead and do that and then switch some of them out. Because for certain quests and stuff, we'll need specific people. Get his willpower up a bit. Okay. It's actually at a good place, so probably from here on out, I'll be pumping most of it into strength. I don't really use Final Blow for the companions. If I'm a berserker, like a warrior berserker, I use it for myself, but it really kind of like, because it uses like all the remaining stamina and stuff, so it's kind of difficult. Let's see, two-handed is max, so I guess we will start working more on his Reaver line. His dex is at a good place. Let's go ahead and get that. So pretty much most of it from now will go into strength for him. Okay, here we go. And Zev. Okay, oh my god, his constitution is abysmal. Try and bump that up a little. Right. Okay. Coup de Grace is a good one for him. Yeah. I think I'm gonna give him Coup de Grace. Okay, let me double check everybody's tactics. Looks like he's got pretty decent. Okay. Okay, so now I'm gonna just switch some people out here.
Blast it!
Vashaden.
Actually might leave Zeron for a little bit because we need to talk to him about his mother being Dalish, and one of his other plot gift is in the forest. It's a little bit deeper in.
Yes.
Let's see. Need to take
Yes.
winds so we can find out about a Niran. Actually, I think I'm gonna bring in. No, I'm gonna keep him for now, and then I'm gonna bring in Shale because Shale's pretty funny. So, okay. Okay. Did a lot of sustains. Okay, yeah, everything's pretty good with her. I might go ahead and give her just like 1 or 2 more in Constitution, and then just keep throwing the rest into willpower. So I think I might bring her to fight the Archdemon, so we want her to be able to handle that. Let's see. Let's see. Glyphs are actually pretty good. I might give her a glyph. I don't know if she has any tactic space anyway. No. All used up. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. We do need to talk to them. Let's start with her.
Underanitation, Grey Warden.
Hello.
My name is Lanaya. I am Zaprian's first, what you might call an apprentice, perhaps. I've been studying under the Keeper all my life. I am a bit curious of the outside world. Do you mind if I ask you a question or two?
Sure. With her, she's depending on your answers and stuff throughout these conversations, it can actually increase your reputation with the Dalish if you answer her correctly. So you want to be careful what you say here because it can increase or decrease your reputation. You just asked me a question right there.
What an odd thing to say. I mean about the outside world, of course.
Sure.
I hear the human cities are very large. Thousands upon thousands of souls all packed together in their houses. Is that true?
Yeah. Some are larger than the eye can see.
How very loud that must be with everyone talking all at once.
Yeah.
I try to imagine those of our people living in such a place, surrounded by walls of stone and indifference. It is a difficult thought.
It isn't an easy life for them, that's true.
I suppose you have met many of my kind in your travels. My heart goes out to them. It is said that one day we will have a land of our own. We Dalish gather the ancient wisdom in preparation for this. When that day comes, all elves, even those who have forgotten, will reclaim their former glory. I have a question, if it's not too impolite to ask. Do your people regret what they did to ours?
Some of us do. Not all humans are the same.
I see. That is difficult for our people to accept. Even if only some were in favor of what was done to us, the rest did nothing to stop it. A poet once wrote of them, before the fall of the Dales. Like dragons they fly, glory upon wings. Like dragons, they savage, fearsome, pretty things. But you don't need me to quote poetry to you. Forgive me. Perhaps you have some questions of your own.
I do indeed. Tell me more about yourself.
I'm hardly anyone special, I assure you. If I seem different from the rest of my clan, it's only because I was born amongst humans. I came to the Dalish at a very young age, but I've always retained my curiosity about the world I came from.
How did you come to the Dalish if you were so young?
My parents were servants to a human merchant whose caravans plied the southern routes. One day, bandits killed him, and my parents both. I was the only survivor, just a young girl, and the bandits took me. I was their servant for several years.
I'm sorry. It must have been horrible.
It was. The long years of reflection have allowed me to come to terms with it, to put them in perspective. I can only imagine what would have happened had the clan not saved me from them. I owe them my life for that, and more.
You said the Dalish rescued you from bandits?
The bandits killed a scout when the clan passed near their camp. When the clan discovered him, Zathrian came looking for his killers. He followed their tracks for almost a month, and when he finally caught up to us, he fell on the bandits like a terror. No one could stop him. I sat there and I watched him attack them in a blur, and I reveled in every blow. When he saw me, the fury in his eyes turned to pity. He took me back to the clan, and I've been here ever since.
Didn't you have family you could have returned to?
It's possible I might have had some, maybe many. Zathrian offered to take me back, but I had no idea where I was from, and I wanted to stay with the man who rescued me. The clan is my family. Any others out there? It's best they believe that little girl died with her parents. For now, the clan is all I need. My old world could not have offered me all this, and the knowledge of a keeper as well. Perhaps one day, when I am keeper, I might inquire out of curiosity. I'm not sure what lies down that road except pain, however.
How did you become a keeper?
I am not a keeper. I am Zathrian's first. Though because I was not born into the clan, becoming his first was very difficult. We Dalish have old traditions. The clans come from the ranks of the nobility that once ruled the Dales, you see. The keepers of those old clans have the strongest and purest blood that reaches back to the days of Arlathan. I had to compete against the other candidates for first, to be better than them in everything, simply because I was not of the old blood.
You must be proud of your accomplishments.
I am. The ceremony where Zathrian anointed me as his first was the proudest day of my life. The clan has placed great trust in me. One day, I will lead them and be the one who secures our future.
So why are the Dalish so hostile?
They have reason. Since the days of Arlathan, my people have been either subjugated or homeless.
Well, I didn't do it.
Aren't you? You're human. And to many of them, you represent the humiliations our people have suffered for generations. You may not have been personally responsible, but such feelings are not easily overruled by logic or fairness.
I suppose so.
Perhaps this may change one day, but I believe the humans would have to take the first steps, if they are capable.
Is there no way to get on your clan's good side?
It requires an individual to prove he is not the outsider we have come to expect. Your own task to help our clan is certainly a step in the right direction.
What is this Arlathan you mentioned?
It was our ancestral home, long ago when the humans first came to these lands. We were free then, and immortal. We did not know how to deal with the humans, and in the end, they turned their power against us and destroyed Arlathan. Our ancestors were enslaved, and our culture lost forever.
Does Arlathan still exist?
Not to my knowledge. According to the old tales, the human mages sank Arlathan into the ground, crushing it beneath the rock.
But the elves were eventually freed, right?
Yes, after a millennium of slavery, Andraste herself freed our people, she who was your maker's chosen.
And you don't worship the Maker, right?
We worship the creators, as we always have. We give thanks to Andraste for her part in our freedom, but we do not worship her, or her god.
Didn't Arlathan fight back?
The Tevinter Imperium was a force to be reckoned with. It was ruled by mages with powerful blood magic. Though Arlathan fought, they lost.
And elves were immortal?
They died, but not of an aged body as other races do. Not until the humans came. According to the legends, association with humans caused us to quicken. Our blood sped, and we began to age. So we avoided them naturally. And then we were enslaved by them for 1,000 years. And in so doing, we all were quickened permanently and our immortality destroyed. Or so the old tales say.
And could you get your lifespan back?
In time and with seclusion. We Dalish have lengthy lifespans, and they will get longer. Zathrian himself has lived many centuries, though that is unusual even for us.
I wonder why that is. I can see why you resent humans.
Shemlen, we call them. Quick children. I suppose it takes a certain arrogance to look upon another people as children, no?
A little bit.
Perhaps we should be more heedful of our own role in Arlathan's loss. Even so, it was a bitter lesson to learn. One we are not grateful for.
I thought your homeland was called the Dales.
That was our second homeland. Our first was the great city of Arlathan. The Dales came when they were freed from enslavement. Elves everywhere journeyed hundreds and thousands of miles to the Dales, eager to start their lives anew. They called it the Long Walk. They reached the Dales and made it their own. And one day it was taken from us too, and you wonder why we are hostile.
I want to ask something else.
Certainly.
What does a keeper do?
A keeper is, first and foremost, the leader of the clan. He decides where we go and when we shall move. He's also responsible for knowing the clan's ancient lore and passing it on to the others in the clan. Without a keeper, the clan's knowledge is lost forever, so the clan protects him like no other.
I think we've cleaned this up, but let's make
I'm
sure.
hardly anyone special, I assure you. If I seem different from the rest of my clan, it's only because I was born amongst humans. I came to the Dalish at a very young age, but I've always retained my curiosity about the world I came from.
What can you tell me about Zathrian?
Nothing that you could not ask Zathrian himself. He is the keeper of this clan and has been for a very long time. He is also a very good man who has lost much. The Dalish are everything to him, and he would do anything to protect them.
She will answer this, but you have to have pretty high persuasion. I think it's either rank 3 or 4. We have it all, so it won't be a problem. But if you come here like this is the first place you come, chances are she won't tell you because you won't have high enough persuasion. What has he lost?
He lost his family a very long time ago. I don't know the story, but I understand the circumstances were horrific.
I gotta go.
As you wish. Darth Shirel.
Okay. Okay. Do not mess with this until after you finish the Brazilian Force, like the whole quest line. If you touch it now, they'll just tell you, hey, leave it alone. And if you don't mess with it again, you're fine. But if you go into it and actually take what's in there, they will be super mad at you. So it's best just to avoid doing that. Let's talk to Zathrian.
Yes? What is it you need? Have you news?
Have you seen me leave? Spoke to Lanai about you.
And what did she have to say?
She told me you lost your family, but she wouldn't say how.
I would rather not speak of it. It is very painful for me, even now after so long. The werewolves were responsible. That is all you need to know, and should adequately explain my hatred of them, no? Let us leave it at that.
Okay. And she said you've been a keeper for a very long time.
That's true. Hundreds of years, if you must know. Slowly, the Dalish will all know once again the agelessness of the elves. For now, only a few of us have regained that ability, but I cannot say any more on that. I trust your curiosity is sated.
You're so full of it.
I must return to caring for my people. Creator's speed on your way.
Not sure if he has anything else to say.
What is it you need?
'Cause there's like a...
Have you news?
Have you seen me leave? Seriously. I have some questions for you.
Make them quick, if you please. I have much to do here. My apprentice Lanaya or Sayrel, the clan's storyteller, could provide you with answers just as easily.
Okay. And how do I find Witherfang?
Watch for the white wolves. They are his eyes and ears in the forest.
And tell me more about this curse.
There is not much to say. It stemmed originally from Witherfang, but now any werewolf may infect someone with it.
Do all werewolves everywhere stem from Witherfang?
No. The ones from this forest, however, do.
And if a werewolf bites me, then I'm going to be infected?
It is possible, but not guaranteed. The only way to protect against the curse is not to be bitten.
And how do you know if you've been infected?
You will know within a matter of days. You will begin to sweat and vomit, and most tellingly, your temper will become wild and uncontrollable. If that happens to you, you should seek out Witherfang even more swiftly. Your mission at that point will be rather personal.
How did this curse start, oh wise one?
That is a long tale I do not have time to tell. Ask Sayrel about it if you wish.
No.
Go on then.
All right, bye.
I must return to caring for my people. Creator's speed on your way.
There's a lot of statues throughout the camp.
Going.
That for their different creators. Zev.
What say you?
I want to ask you something.
By all means.
What is your opinion of the Dalish?
I know little enough of the Dalish other than the fact that my mother was one, or so I was told. She had fallen in love with an elven woodcutter and accompanied him back to the city, leaving her clan behind for good. And there, of course, the woodcutter died of some filthy disease, and my mother was forced into prostitution to pay off his debts. Oldest tale in the book.
Jeez, that's horrible.
Is it? It seemed normal enough a tale growing up. No different than the other elven boys in the whorehouse. I didn't know my mother either, of course. She died giving birth to me. My first victim, as it were. We were all raised communally by the whores. It was a happy enough existence, ignoring the occasional beating. Until eventually I was sold to the crows. I brought a good price, so I hear.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Ah, compassion and beauty both in the same woman. It is a delight, truly, though what you say is unnecessary, even if it is appreciated. It could have been much worse. Shall I tell you about what happened to the other whorehouse boys who did not fetch a decent price with the crows? Surely your life has not been so idyllic. People like you and I are not the product of happy lives of contentment, after all.
You can say that again.
My original point is that my mother's Dalish nature was always a point of fascination for me. Through all the years of my crow training, the one thing of my mother's that I possessed was a pair of gloves. They were of Dalish make, I knew that much, and beautiful. I had to keep them hidden, of course, as we were not allowed such things. Eventually, they were discovered, and I never saw them again.
How do you feel about them in general?
I don't feel anything about them. Oh, we heard about them in the city, even deep in Antiva. I even had the notion once to run off and join them. Naturally, the reality did not live up at all to the fantasies I had constructed as a boy, staring at those gloves. But such is life. Come, enough talk of the Dalish. Let us move on.
Okay. Alright, so a way to check what your standing is with the Dalish is to, like, talk to Lanaya or even, the, clan craftsman guy, because they'll start addressing you as, like, my friend, or it's good to see you.
Yes?
Okay.
Have you another question?
See, we're still neutral, with her.
As you wish. Darth Shiro.
But as we start doing the quests and stuff in the camp, they'll start to like us more. Okay, so Zathrian did have him set aside some equipment for us. It's actually, I believe it's back here. But if you get into it before he tells you about it, this guy tells you about it, they actually get mad at you. So it's best to just wait, and then you can go get the equipment. Hello?
What are you doing? You've warped the wood completely. Did you leave it out in the rain?
No, Master Verathorn. I think I just used too much heat.
You're not smelting ore like a Durgenlan. This is living wood. It requires patience and delicate hands, not more heat.
My actions bring me sorrow, Master Verathorn.
And so they should. Truly, the art will be lost to us forever at this rate. Throw away your dead wood and start anew, and I shall speak to our guest.
Jeez.
Now then, please forgive my distraction, stranger. Is there something that you need?
I was told you could give me some equipment.
Yes. The Keeper sent word that you might ask me for such. I took the liberty of assembling some goods that our hunters use. There is a large chest by the Araville, where I put everything we could spare. Feel free to sort through it and take whatever you need.
Thank you. Any other equipment?
I have nothing left that the clan could spare, but we do have goods that we were going to bring to the Shemlin villages to barter with.
Okay. What do you make here?
I'm the clan's craftsmaster. It's my responsibility to learn what I can of the ancient elven arts of shaping wood and ore. In truth, we Dalish know little of the art compared to what we once did. And even what we know has taken us many lifetimes to achieve. There is wood that, if treated properly, is as hard as steel but far lighter. It grows only in this forest. Ironbark. The Keeper has forbidden us from entering the forest to collect the wood. This means I cannot make our finest crafts for years to come.
I could find some.
I would be hesitant to ask it of you, but if you should come across ironbark, I suppose there would be no harm in gathering some. It is blue and very distinctive. You can only harvest the bark which has fallen off the tree from age. If you find some, bring it to me, and I will craft it for you.
What can you make?
I excel in making blades from the ironbark, or perhaps a breastplate. Provided there's enough wood, that is.
I'll take a look.
That would please me. So long as our hunters come first.
Of course. I should go.
Dareth Shiro, may the creators visit fortune upon you.
Oh, okay. I was gonna barter with him after, but whatever. It's fine. I'm gonna grab that. It's always good to have a few potent health poultices on hand. I think I'm gonna grab those for my puppy too while I'm at it. Ooh, I'll take that and I'll take that. Thank you ever so much. Do love a good skill book. Okay. I think that's good for now. Okay. Let's see. Let's start getting some of this stuff. Okay.
All right. Yes.
So, a few things. Okay, let's see. You got a death root out there. I don't think Alistair has anything to say.
Something
here,
you need, my dear?
Ooh, special. I think this. Yeah. This Alistair romance mod that I have. He has a special thing that he'll do for each origin, and there would be one for the Dalish camp if we were Dalish, but we're not. So I believe ours will happen later in Denerim after we kill Arl Howe. There's like a lot of stuff around here, so you really kind of gotta look around. Just kind of start back here, make sure there's nothing. Hi.
I trust there are no hard feelings about my questioning of you when you arrived. We Dalish must protect ourselves from trouble at all times.
It's fine. Don't even worry about it.
Had we known a Grey Warden was coming, we might have arranged a different reception. But I wish you good fortune with your task. Dareth Shiral.
Said, don't even worry about it. Don't think there's anything back here, but there is a banner trigger back here, so if you're ever looking for one. Okay, so some elf root. Hello, sir. I'll talk to you in a second. Balasine. Hello.
Anderanetitian, stranger. I am Athras. I hope the others have not been too harsh in their treatment of you.
It's fine.
That is very generous of you. Most would assume we are unkind as a rule, and that is not the case. Especially not to a Grey Warden. But we have lost much, and it is easy to forget simple niceties at such a time. I understand you will search for the wolves in the Brazilian forest. I would join you, but Zathrian has forbidden me.
You don't seem happy about that.
None of us are happy about this situation, and I least of all. But I shouldn't speak too much about this, especially with an outsider. I am sure you have little interest in my problems.
Hey, I can help, I'm sure.
It's odd to talk so freely with a stranger, but perhaps you can help me. My wife Denilah and I both fought the werewolves in the ambush. She was injured so gravely, the curse spread rapidly in her. Zathrian fought hard to ease her pain, but there was little he could do. And though he says that Denilah is dead, he will not let me see her body. I am beginning to believe she became a werewolf, and that it is being kept from me so I do not go chasing after her. If I could just know if Denilah is alive, or what happened to her, then I could be at peace.
So you can actually try to get info from Zathrian, and you can just find her, because you will inevitably find her in the forest. The best kind of outcome that I've found is just to say you'll seek her out. When you find her, do what she says, and then come back and be like, hey, she died bravely and stuff. It just kind of ends the best for him.
I have an amulet made by our craftsman. It's not much, but I would be happy to give it to you in return for any news.
Cool. Okay. Oh, there's another god over here. Gotta really look around carefully, because they're kind of just like stuck all over the place. Oh, a landmark tent for our puppy. It really won't come into play, because it's really only going to be useful if you choose to wipe out the elves later, but we're not going to do that. At least not in this run. So I have sided with the werewolves on occasion. Oh, love letter. Just for a little something different. We'll go down there in a minute. We'll talk to her in a little bit. Enter. Okay. Oh, Fen Harrell. Hi, Solus.
All right.
Okay. We've found... Is there another one over there? I can't tell. I think we found most of the god statues, but we'll check after this. It's best to kind of start talking with him. That way you get the tale of the werewolves and stuff, and then you can kind of keep talking to him and stuff throughout, and we can ask about Naren for Wynn.
We few wanderers greet you, Shemlin. We understand you are venturing into the haunted forest to save our brethren.
Indeed.
I suspect your efforts may be in vain. An entire group of our hunters went into the forest to do as you intend, and they have not returned.
Yeah, maybe I can find them.
An outsider to the rescue, but of course. What were we doing trying to solve our own problems?
Oh joy. Gotta love the snark. I haven't done anything to deserve this, have I?
Perhaps you do not. But you are an outsider, and that we must rely on your largesse is a bitter pill for us to swallow.
You are being most unkind, Sayril. Would you refuse our hunters' help simply because of the hand that offered it?
Thank you, miss.
You shame me, Lethalan. I have allowed my bitterness to cloud my better judgment. Forgive me, Grey Warden. It is most difficult to forget the lessons the Shemlin have taught us.
It is even more difficult when you live amongst them, trust me.
Perhaps I can yet make amends. Stay while I spin a tale for our children. And then I will tell you of the forest if you desire.
Okay.
Come and join us then, all of you. Now, what say we tell the story of the fall of the Dales? Which of you children knows that best?
I think I do.
Yes? Then come, child. Oh, don't be frightened of the outsiders. Now, where do you suppose such a tale should begin?
When we were slaves?
Yes. Long ago, our people were slaves to an empire the Shemlin had built on the darkest magic. They took away our history and our language and left us nothing. And then that empire fell. We were freed.
Because Andraste came with her army, and Shartan joined her.
Yes. Andraste, the Shemlin prophet, came out of the south and challenged the Tevinter Imperium. Our ancestor, Shartan, fought at her side. And when the rebellion came to an end, we were given a new homeland in the west, the Dales. We began to rebuild the culture and history we had lost in our years of slavery. We worshipped the creators and made the Dales our home. Perhaps you know what happened next, stranger. Do you know what happened to the Dales?
No?
Could not say, or will not. What do you say, child? Can you tell us what happened to the Dales?
The Shemlin wouldn't let us be.
Indeed. They resented that we would not worship their maker, and they resented our ways because they were so different from their own. The Shemlin nations grew cold towards the Dales. They called us blasphemers and tyrants, and declared war upon us. A great crusade.
Not every human felt that way, I'm sure.
And which is worse? The actions of those who believed they were right, or the inaction of those who knew they were wrong? Oh, I am certain we played a part in our downfall. We believed that the Shemlin would not revoke their prophet's gift so lightly. We were wrong. They took our lands, forcing us to abandon our gods and live as beggars in Shemlin cities. But there were those of us who refused to abandon our ways. They emblazoned the symbols of the creators upon their flesh and vowed to keep their ancient lore alive.
That's us. That's the Dalish.
Indeed, child. We chose to wander, homeless, rather than be ruled by the Shemlin. And all our clans wander alone until the day we have a homeland once more.
Then we bring the old ways back to our people, because they have forgotten it all.
For we are the Dalish, the keepers of the lost lore.
The walkers of the lonely path.
We are the Elvenan, and never again shall we submit. And that is the tale of the Dales, stranger. Thank you for allowing us to tell it to you.
Thank you. I enjoyed it very much.
Perhaps one day you will tell us a tale of your people. A day when you are not guest and stranger, but savior. Now, as I said I would, I can tell you what I know of the Brazilian forest. Do you wish to hear it?
Yes.
Our legends say that before the Shemlin came, the Brazilian forest was a place of our ancestors that predated even our oldest homeland. The people of the Imperium came here and gave the forest its name. If they found traces of our ancestors, we cannot say. If they did, those elves were slain or enslaved. We know only that a great many battles were fought here. These trees grow upon the graves of those who fell, Shemlin and elves both.
And those battles tore the veil?
Indeed. Very wise of you. There was so much death that the veil into the beyond was torn. The Shemlin know the beyond as the Fade, the place of dreams and spirits. When the veil is torn, spirits pass into our world freely. The legends say that one great spirit possessed the wolf that became Witherfang, who passed its curse of rage onto men and created werewolves.
And Witherfang still exists?
So Zathrian insists. He says that Witherfang does not age, as the werewolves do. Witherfang is as much spirit as it is beast, and thus it is immortal. Perhaps it cannot even be slain. At the very least, it is old and powerful, much as Zathrian himself.
And there's many spirits in the forest?
The forest is said to be haunted. Spirits possess the trees, the wolves, even the bodies of the dead. They yearn for true life, you see.
There were battles in the forest?
Who can say what value the Imperium placed on this land? And how many elves died here, in slavery? Even the barbarians, who came to overthrow the Imperium, fought and died on this soil.
How many werewolves are there?
No one knows. When the Shemlin lived in these parts, the curse would spread anew to a few of them with each passing year. They would run off into the forest, never to be seen again. Eventually, all the Shemlin left. One assumes the werewolves survive by passing their curse to their offspring. They have had no new blood. Until now, that is.
Have the hunters become werewolves?
It is said that one or two have turned already, though the Keeper denies it. As for the rest, they will either die or turn, unless they are killed out of mercy. I would rather die than become a ravening, soulless beast. Wouldn't you?
Okay.
One last warning. The forest is like a thing alive. It changes as it wills, closing paths behind you and opening up new ones. Too many have become lost within, unable to find their way out. Were I you, I would endeavor not to make the forest my enemy.
Well, that is indeed the goal. He can give us some information about a Niren for Win.
Is there something you need?
Have you heard about an elf named Niren?
I appreciate you trying to find him, but what are the chances?
Anaren the healer?
You know Anaren?
He lives? No, it can't be him. Perhaps it is a common elven name.
No, I know of only one Anaren.
Ah, it makes sense. Anaren said that he was from the human cities. You are old friends, then?
If it's the same Anaren, yep.
If you seek Anaren, you must venture into the forest. He prefers to be amidst the trees and the animals.
Thank you all so much.
Do you know anything else about the werewolves?
We know only what Zathrian has told us over the years. I never saw one myself until the attack.
They're so mindless. How did they ambush you?
Some of us have wondered. The Keeper says they are simply cunning, that any beast can lie in wait. But this seemed more than that. It was planned. These are no simple beasts. Then the real question is why the Keeper would insist that it is not so.
That guy's smart. Why would he lie?
I do not believe he would.
Yeah, right.
But even the wisest of men do not always see the truth in front of them, nor do they always wish to.
And how does one fight them?
The hunters say they have strength and speed far beyond what's ordinary, and are as tough as such beasts come. Like wolves, they hunt in packs so as to combine their strength. But in the end, a blade kills them as surely as it does any other. What you need to fear is their bite. If you're infected, you are done. Though not right away, and not all at once.
Okay. Do they have any strange abilities?
As you know, they can shapeshift into wolves, allowing them to hide amidst the true wolves.
Is there any way to prevent being afflicted by their curse?
Other than not to get bitten? Not that I know of.
Alright. Bye.
Of course. You wish something else?
Nope, that's it.
Dareth Shirol.
Okay, so we got some Niren information. Now we're going to start talking to these lovely quest people. Let's talk to Cammon here. Hi.
Hello?
I don't bite, kid.
Of course. I'm very sorry. It's just that we don't get many visitors. Like you, I mean. Of your kind.
Never seen a human before?
Oh, of course. It's just that they don't... I mean, you don't... Oh, I should start over. I'm Cammon, a hunter apprentice. Though I wish I could become a real hunter.
And why can't you?
I shouldn't be talking about this to an outsider. You wouldn't understand.
Try me. I might surprise you.
I suppose there's no harm in it. It's not like you can help me. I've been an apprentice for too long. To become a true hunter, I must bring back the pelt of a beast I killed myself. A boar or a wolf or something. I wanted to hunt in the forest, but we're forbidden to enter because of the attack. But the real problem is Gaina.
Girl problem?
She's my heart's desire. I have asked for her hand, but she cruelly refuses it. She will not bond with an apprentice, she says, and calls me a child. I am no child. If I was a hunter, I could prove it, but I cannot hunt, and Gaina will never bond with me. I feel so helpless. I shouldn't have brought it up. Just leave me to my misery.
There must be a way to solve your problem.
You think I haven't thought about this? There's nothing I can do.
So you have a couple of different options. You can actually get him a pelt while you're in the forest, like a wolf pelt or something like that, and then he'll be like, "Look, I got a pelt." And she's like, "How did you get it without leaving?" And he's like, it ran into camp and I killed it." It's it's funny but kind of pathetic. I like to just talk to Gaina and just set them up that way. I think it's cuter. Have you tried wooing Gaina?
Wooing? I don't understand.
romance?
I've serenaded her, and we've talked many times under the moon. But that doesn't matter if I'm still an apprentice. Not to her.
Have you tried giving her a gift?
A gift? No, that wouldn't be appropriate. Not before we're married.
Oh, goodness. Okay.
Yes, that's probably for the best.
Look, kid.
Oh, what do you want now? I told you everything already.
All right, kid. All right, look.
You think I haven't thought about this? There's nothing I can do.
How about I talk to her, okay?
I suppose you could, but what good would that do? The situation hasn't changed.
I am pretty persuasive.
Really? I'm willing to try anything.
All right.
Cyranas. Oh, ma Cyranas. I will pray to the goddess of love that you are successful.
Goodness sakes. Hello, Gaina.
Andarin Atishan, outsider.
You're Gaina, right? Cameron mentioned you.
You spoke to him? What did he say?
Oh, something else also. If you are a female warden, you can actually get Cameron to sleep with you. And if you are a male warden, you can actually get Gaina to sleep with you. It does not end well. So unless you're playing like just a big mean evil character, I wouldn't recommend it. He said that you refused to give him your hand.
Oh. I don't expect an outsider to understand our ways, but I just can't bond with Cameron. He's been a hunter apprentice for over 2 years now, and he's yet to slay a proper beast. Each time he's tried, something has gone wrong. Perhaps the creators do not wish us to bond. I cannot bond with an apprentice hunter, can I?
Why? If you love him, it doesn't matter what he is, does it?
But what if he never becomes a proper hunter? What will become of our family?
Why does everything depend on him?
You are right. As a woman, I must ensure that he believes in himself. All I've done is make him miserable. I know I cannot be like you, both woman and Grey Warden, but I can be formidable in my own small way, can't I? Mas Cyranas, thank you. You have helped me put this into perspective. I will go and speak to Cameron. Cameron, I have been a fool.
Gaina? What do you mean? Have you changed your mind?
I have. The outsider has helped me to see that I was wrong. I have made you miserable, and I should not have.
But what about my hunt?
I don't care about that. I know you will pass your hunt in time, and we will be happy. Us and our children.
Thank you, Gaina. You've made me a happy man. I feel blessed by the gods today.
Oh.
We are both very grateful for the part you've played in bringing us together.
How marvelous you are. I am so happy.
Here, take this. It's been in my family for a very long time, but I hope it plays some part in your battle against the Darkspawn. It's the very least we could do.
Okay, thank you. So that he gives you like a book. So that is done. It's funny if you're take Morgan here. She doesn't like it when you help put them together. She finds it nauseating, and her comments are actually quite hilarious. So every time you do something like this in camp, you can actually go over and talk to people, and they'll give you like their perspective on it.
I am told you were instrumental in bringing our Cameron and Gaina together.
That's not bad, is it?
Not strictly speaking, though by our traditions, Cameron is still Delin, a child. It is not an appropriate match at this time.
Will be soon, right?
We try to teach our young to wean themselves off the impatience that humans suffer from. Their belief that everything must happen now is what destroyed us long ago. But there's no real harm in what you did. I do not doubt your intentions were good.
Okay.
As you wish. Darth Shirel.
Don't remember if Zathrian comments.
Yes?
No.
What is it you need?
He's just...
Have you news?
A big grumpy dude.
I must return to caring for my people. Creator's speed on your way.
Right. Okay. The storyteller guy, I believe, will have something to say, though.
Gaina and Cammon together, I see. Strange that you should take the time to involve yourself in that affair, of all things.
Oh, why not?
Dareth Shirall.
Okay, so let's go deal with the Hala. Okay, for you to be able to succeed in this quest to where you can actually kind of, in a sense, heal it, you need to have at least...
The Hala. The Dalish call them their guides. They even lead an elf to oblivion when he dies, or so they claim.
Okay. Anyway, you need at least 2 ranks in survival, or one of your companions can have 2 ranks in survival. So if I had no survival and Zevron had 2 ranks, we could still do it. But I have all the ranks in survival, so it shouldn't be an issue. We should be able to heal the Hala. Healing the Hala gets you Dalish brownie points, increases your reputation with the clan. If you kill the Hala, you'll actually get...
And I'm off.
I think it's some sort of amulet or something like that. But I always heal the Hala unless I plan on siding with the werewolves, because you're going to wipe out everything anyway. So then I'll probably just kill the Hala. Excuse me.
Who comes?
Yeesh.
Oh, I beg your pardon, stranger. I was so busy attending to the Hala, I did not hear your approach.
Who are you?
My name is Alora. I am the master herder in charge of caring for the Hala. Not as exciting as being a Grey Warden, but the Hala are vital to us.
It's very pretty. You think being a Grey Warden is exciting?
Not as much as I assumed you thought my task boring in comparison. Am I wrong?
Working with animals would be nice.
You are kind to say so, but it is not quite on the same level as saving the lands from the spread of shadow, I am sure. In truth, my place as the master herder is a small one, but one I am quite satisfied with. Would that we could all find such peace with our lot in life.
What is a Hala exactly?
They are the noble beasts that pull our Aravel.
They're
what
pretty.
Humans call landships. They are our companions and our guides.
You make them sound like friends.
That is exactly what they are, in fact. We ride the Hala, but never with reins or a saddle. It is the Hala who decide where to lead us, and our privilege that they take our Aravel with them. In return, it's the herder's job to speak to the Hala and care for their needs. It's a bond of friendship, and not servitude.
So why have you separated this one from the others?
I fear she may have been bitten during the werewolf attack. I have tried speaking with her, but she is too agitated for me to understand. The curse would not affect her as it would us, but it would still be lethal. And it may prove contagious to the other Hala as well. I can find no wound on her, but if she's truly ill, then I will have to put her out of her misery. For her sake, as well as that of the others.
Is there anything I can do to help?
I don't know. Do you have any skills that might help her? If you do, I would be grateful.
Why, yes, I do. I'm going to calm her first.
Yes, that's it. She's calming down. That's it, love. Be calm. Tell me what troubles you. Ah, I see. It is her life mate who is sick, not her. He was bitten on the leg during the attack, and she fears greatly for him. I did not realize another Hala was injured. This will allow me to prevent the sickness from spreading to the entire herd. Eurydice, thank you. You have done my clan a great boon this day. I will always be grateful for your help.
Sure thing.
Allow me to say Eurydice once again for your assistance. You were marvelous how you handled her. I would never have expected it.
Yeah, that's me. Many skills. Okay. Ooh. Let's see. So we can get a little comment about saving the Hala.
I hear you had a hand in saving the Hala. Eurydice. I'm not sure what we would do without them.
That's me.
Dareth Shirall.
Hello.
Alora spoke of your facility at calming the Hala. We are grateful. Without your aid, our friends would all have become sick.
Okay.
As you wish. Darth Shirel.
Let's see, we might...
I'm always glad to see you, my friend. Is there something else you needed?
See, you can tell by her greeting, we've gone up in the clan's estimation.
Darth Shirel.
Enough that they now like us and trust us, which is good. But I think this is where we're going to end the episode, and then next time we'll actually go into the Brazilian forest and start dealing with that. So if you're enjoying the videos, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps me out a lot, and it's very much appreciated. Thanks, guys.